Let's turn to politics. And this week in the Democratic primary, this was the chaotic scene just 1 week ago when Senator Bernie Sanders supporters disrupted the Democratic convention in Nevada over disagreements with the state Democratic Party and its convention process. The convention conflict was just another round of an intra-party clash that continued this week when national, state, and congressional Democrats condemned the behavior of the Sanders supporters and asked the senator to join them in denouncing the violence and calming things down. Senator Sanders responded with a defiant statement that did condemn the violence, but also called on state Democratic parties to treat his supporters, quote, with fairness and respect. On Thursday, I sat down with the man who's been designated as the Democrats' peace broker, Nevada Senator and Democratic Minority Leader Harry Reid. Well, Leader Reid, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. I really appreciate it. And over the last week, you've had conversations with the Democratic caucus, with your caucus, and also with Senator Bernie Sanders about the unfortunate events that took place in Nevada at the convention. Are you satisfied with the public response of Senator Sanders to the violence, to the threats, to the things that went on in Nevada?
Well, I felt that things weren't going right in Nevada. So on the Thursday before the Saturday convention, I reached out to Senator Sanders. And we talked on Friday. And we both issued statements saying that it should be a peaceful, productive convention. As we've learned since, it became violent. You know, chairs thrown around, and Barbara Boxer was harassed, and it was a large, major hotel. It was held, and they know how to handle crowds. But about 10 or 10:30, they said we can't protect people here anymore, so we're going to close it down. And so the business ended. And then I talked to Senator Sanders. Let's see, it must have been Monday after the situation we had in Las Vegas. And he issued a statement. He said he was going to. Now, I wish he'd been a little more forceful in that statement, frankly. But he has told other people that he would do something soon to come out stronger. So we'll just wait and see.
Yeah. And you know, I think a lot of Democrats who witnessed that scene and saw that, the immediate concern is that that's a portent of things to come in Philadelphia. Are you concerned that the Democratic National Convention will devolve into that same kind of acrimony?
You know, maybe I'm being too optimistic, and I tend not to be that way, but I really feel everything's going to be okay. In my conversations with Bernie Sanders, I just hope that the people that surround him, his campaign advisors, give him the right advice.
Yeah, and you have an advantage over the rest of us in that as the leader of this caucus, you know the senator. You know Senator Sanders. You've known him for a long time. Do you get the sense, just in your personal interactions with him, that this sort of pugnacious attitude that the campaign is taking, is this Bernie Sanders, or do you think that it's the campaign?
I've known Bernie for quite some time, and he's been an important part of my caucus. He helped me tremendously on the Affordable Care Act. I can't say I couldn't have gotten done without him, but he was instrumental to one of the most important parts of that bill, community health centers. So I admire Bernie Sanders. I appreciate the direction that he's pushed us as Democrats. So I have a lot of positive things to say about Senator Sanders. But again, I believe that the people around him need to be more positive about what his contribution can be and should be. I think he has the ability now to be a voice in what's going on in the country, and especially when he returns to the Senate. He's coming back to the Senate, and I think that he has the ability to be a tremendously more powerful senator in our caucus than he was. He was no patsy to begin with, but he could be something much more than what he was.
Yeah. And lastly on this subject, the Sanders faithful, the people who are the most passionate about his campaign, they make the charge that the Democratic Party apparatus, the establishment, people like yourself, the people who run the Democratic Party, and including the Democratic National Committee, have always been on Hillary's side, have done everything they could to stack the deck in Hillary's favor. Do you think there's anything to the claim that the party, sort of the body of the party, has moved to try to make sure that Hillary Clinton and not Bernie Sanders is the nominee?
Well, I don't run the DNC, and I, of course, am generally aware of what's going on. I have a different feeling than a lot of people about the DNC. I don't think it adds much to anything. You know, the conventions aren't like they used to be. It used to be the conventions used to be tone setting as what's going to happen. Anymore, it's just a kind of a glamour fest for a couple of days. So I'm not going to speak for the DNC, but I will speak what happened in Nevada. I made sure that that convention was not favoring Hillary Clinton. It was, even though she had won the state in February, I wanted to make sure that no one could criticize what went on there. On the Credentials Committee, where in all these county and state conventions where the controversy arises, we made sure that there were equal number of Sanders and Clinton's people. And interesting, we didn't have a chair of the Credentials Committee. We had co-chairs, a Sanders person and a Clinton person. So I can't speak for the DNC. I can speak for Nevada. We went out of our way to be fair to Bernie, even though the caucuses were won by Clinton in February.